And welcome to today's Learn How to Use Canva Live. Today we're going to talk about some of the wishes that Canva's granted, including layers, gradients, and a whole bunch of that magic stuff that everyone's talking about. Let's get into it, and now I turn you over to, well, me. Let's do this. I'm really small. Hold up. What did you think about the intro there? Sorry, truck's going by. I made that whole thing in Canva. I did not use any other software except for Canva to make that intro. So loving Canva this morning and want to go over some of the new features. But first, I do want to shout out someone that was here early. Winged Horse Designs, thank you so much for joining me live today. I appreciate you every time you're able to join me live and each and every comment. So thank you so much. Now, let's check out this new thing. Here we go. We're going to talk gradients first. And as always, if you have any questions throughout today's live stream, don't hesitate to ask. I might not know the answers, but I will let you know that too. So let's take a look at Canva. I'm going to go ahead and get my screen share on. And I do have a couple of favors to ask from the chat. One, if I'm talking about something and my screen share is not on, remind me. And also remind me every once in a while to hydrate. I forget. And then I get upset with myself when I lost my voice. But we're going to talk about the gradient features. Whoa, I forgot to do something, obviously, because it's covering up my face, but love your new layouts and transitions. So this one right here is one of the custom layouts in StreamYard. This is also a custom layout. This one is a regular layout. But yeah, loving it. So in order to show you this feature, I'm just going to grab any just plain document. So why don't we just use YouTube thumbnail size? And what you are going to do is just go up here to where the color is. And you're going to notice when you hover over your document color, there you may not be able to see it that well. So I tell you what, I'm going to screenshot it just like this. And I'm going to paste it so that you can see it better on the screen. There's this little settings on the color icon, right? So we're going to take this and we can actually click it and there's a solid color, and now there is a gradient where you can change the gradients. And you've got your solid stops, and you can actually add more colors into your gradients if you want. And they've got 5 different styles of gradients that you can use. It's really hard to tell with the gray one, but I'm going to show you some other ones here in a minute. But it just provides you different options. All right, so I'm going to scroll down. And down here at the bottom, under default colors, is gradients. Some like basic gradients that Canva has put together for us, which makes it really, really, really simple to add gradients. What can you add gradients to? Well, if you have gradients down here at the bottom, then you can add a gradient to something. So for example, this is a blank page. I can add a gradient to it. I'm going to go up here to the top and I'm going to click this plus sign. And actually, my gradient is already going to be there. And I could change my gradient from this right here. And then I can change the second color and I can change that as well. If I wanted, I could add a third color. What if I wanted it to be a little darker or a little lighter? And the fun thing is, I'm going to hide me for a second. I can even change the transparency of that one. So it's going to be really, really difficult to see on this screen, but you can change the transparency so that it is not as dark. Let me grab this one and let's see if the pink, you see how the pink reduced like the saturation of it? And so that is a pretty cool thing that you can do with the gradients. So this was a background, right? I'm going to show you the same thing with just a simple shape. So now I clicked R on my keyboard and here's a simple shape. I'm actually just going to, no, I don't want to change it. Well, yeah, I'll just change it to a white so that you can see that we can do the same thing with shapes. If I hover over this teal shade, I've got the option to click again and I can choose a gradient. Now it automatically gives you a second color, but you can click that color and change it to whatever you would like. So if I wanted it to be more purple, I've got it more purple. And then of course I could add the third color. If you do more than 3, it really does become a little overwhelming, but let's look at, oh, I'm still not on the screen. Here we go. If you look at the style here, you can change it. So this is one linear. I can't remember the name of it. Usually if I hover over it, there we go. This is a linear at 90 degrees with 2 colors. This is a linear at 180 degrees at 2 colors. This one is a linear at 125 degrees at 2 colors. And then here's a circular gradient at 50%. And here's a circular gradient at 0%. And so these are awesome. So Parody Pug brings up a good point. I use gradients over an image to make it stand out instead of just a boring thumbnail image. So let me show you that. This particular thumbnail that I made today, I actually made it. I made the gradient first. I'm going to go ahead and duplicate this and get rid of all of this so that you can see. There's my gradient. Actually, you can't, this gradient actually downloaded as an image. So I don't have the original like gradient colors. I wonder if it's here. Yep, I do. I do have the original colors. 00FFF2. FF028B, and then FFD005. So we've got that for the gradients, and then it's just a linear gradient. Let me undo all of that. Here it is. And then what I do is I set a grid on top. So go to Elements on the left-hand side, Grid, just grab the solid grid, and we can go to an image. We can choose an image. So I searched for wishes, went to photos, and I found one that I liked. I don't know, I think it was this one actually, and just slid it in there. And then I take that and I reduce the transparency so the gradient will come through. And so that changes the look of the image with by using that gradient. So I absolutely love it. And Parody Pugs right on. Use gradient over an image, or you can use it under one, just like I showed, instead of just using a plain image. It just gives it some intrigue. All right, let's go back here. So you can do it on a background image. You can do it on shapes. You can do it in grids actually, or frames. So if I take this frame right here, if I scroll down, if I see gradients, then I know that I can put a gradient in it. I'll take a look at that in a minute, Parody Pug. If I remember, I'll star that. But yeah, so that's an option. The other thing that you can use gradients on is the new draw feature, which I'm absolutely loving this. So I'm going to take this marker, I'm going to change it to black so that you can see it. I'm going to change the size so that it is much bigger so that you can see it. And then I'm going to draw. So I'm just going to draw something really crazy right there. And then there is a little selection tool. And I'm going to select this now. I'm going to go back up to my colors. And I can turn it into a gradient. And the great thing about this is that then I can go and like smush things down or do anything else pretty much that I could do with a picture with this image, which I love that. And so one of the things that I did this morning playing around with it was I created this image, and I'm not sure exactly what I'm going to do with it, but I'll probably download it, add a blur to it or something like that, and just have fun. But yeah, I love using the new gradient tool. It is so easy to use. And I can even change things around if I want. I could add another color. Now, real quickly, with the draw tool, I think that might be. Draw tool actually is on my list of things to show. So I'm going to go ahead and show a little more of that. So with the draw tool, it's very simple. And this is going to take the place of the Draw Beta app that is in the app system. You've got 4 different options here. You've got a pen, which is very, very tiny. But if I just increase the weight of it, it just starts off smaller. If I increase the weight of it, which 100 is the largest, it will look just like the marker. And here's the marker. It just starts off a little bit thicker. And I'm going to show you that same thing. It's the same thickness as the pen. And then this is a highlighter. So it's going to start off at a thickness, but the fun thing about highlighter is that it starts off with the transparency too. Let me go ahead and make it a little bigger. So you see how it has some transparency to it. I'm going to get rid of all of that. But this is the fun thing. Say that you draw a simple shape, like a circle. I'm going to draw a circle here. I'm not letting go of my mouse. And when I complete the circle, I'm going to keep it there for a second and it will automatically complete for me, which is amazing. So I'm going to click my selector tool. I'm going to select this. Now watch this. Up here at the top, let me screenshot this so I can make it a little bigger. Up here at the top, there is something, there's a transparency button and a color option. So if I take this and I go to the color option, then I can change this to any of the colors I want, including the gradients. So that is pretty amazing in and of itself, but I'm going to put it back at black because if I choose a transparency one on these ones that I made shapes on, guess what? I can add a gradient within those shapes. And that's actually how I made this. And then I took this and, squished it down and just moved things around. And so you can create things that are just yours. Someone else didn't make this. I designed this. And so you can't fill in everything with a gradient, but things that you draw that can self complete, like I think a star can self complete like that. So I'm going to select the selector. I'm going to grab this, and now I can add that within it. Now, again, that one's a little sloppy. I'm not the best drawer, but I think it looks amazing, and it's so helpful that we can do things like that. I'm trying to remember what all is self. I don't know if I'm taking a peek here. Oh, so let's try this. It says we're working on adding more, but for now, this works on the following: rectangles, errors. Wow, I can't speak. I'm actually going to select this so that I can try live here these different features. I want a bigger palette. So let me go here and grab a bigger palette. I should have just grabbed a whiteboard. What am I doing? That's the biggest palette I can have. We're going to go like this. All right, we're going to draw. So rectangle. I'm just going to do the black one because I think that one will be the easiest to see. And we're going to go up here to 50. 1. So I'm going to do a rectangle. Actually, that was pretty large. And then it automatically adjusted it to the rectangle for me. If I do an arrow, oh, I did not hold it down. So the key is hold it down for like 1 second before you release it, or before it clicks into place. So here we go. And it automatically changes to an arrow. I didn't lift up my mouse at all. And so that is pretty cool. If I select it, then it will give me other line arrow options that I could choose if I wanted. And so I think that's pretty neat that it will do that. Let me go back up here and see what else. Triangles and circles. So let's try the triangle. Again, that's pretty neat. It sure is. Love that with the gradient. I do too. All right, so triangle. Let's try a circle. It automatically adjusted for me. I love that. Absolutely love that. What else was there? Lines, hearts, diamonds, and stars. Let's see if I can remember that. Line, heart, diamond. Oh, that one's not going to look good. Let's try that again. I'm not great at drawing stars on the computer. Oh, I did not mean to do the transparency. So there's a star. So those are the ones that it will do automatically for you. They're working on some others, but I absolutely love that. I can't, I thought that I could convert this to, no, that's presentations that you can convert to, gosh, now I'm going to not be able to get out of this. There we go. So, I mean, I love that feature that, let me use this new one. I love the feature that you can just create some of the shapes by drawing and then it will automatically pop up. Now, it's not going to be as perfect as, say, like just typing in for the circle or whatever, but it's still great. Now, I wonder if I can use, I don't know why I'm not sliding up. Hold up, let me see if I can find. It says shift videos up for comments and banners. Guys, while I'm live, I'm going to do a screenshot here and because I'm going to ask StreamYard support afterwards why I'm not lifting up or whether that's just a problem with the first iteration of custom layouts. But drawing iPad on Canva, I'm terrible to draw with a mouse. So I know that at one point I had like this little tablet that I connected into Canva, and I'm just terrible on that sort of technology. So I had difficulties getting that to work. I did when my husband was there and was able to hook things up for me. So I'm pretty sure that it's possible. I feel like it would be a missed opportunity if it wasn't, but you could try it where you hook up your drawing pad to whatever device and then try to use your pen that way. But yeah. Um, but let's look at layers. And I'm not gonna, I can do this a little bit, but I'm not gonna, I tell you what, no, I am gonna do it that way. I'm just, oh, I didn't want to create a banner. We're going to create a YouTube thumbnail. And this is actually legit how I would personally create one of my thumbnails. So you're about to get schooled on how I would do that exactly. But before I do that, I want to show you how excited I was when I saw this feature. Oh, there. Oh, this is what I saw this morning. Oh my gosh. Actually, pretty impressive. I really was not expecting that. So good. I'm learning right along with you because all these are brand new features. This is what blew my mind. Canva now has a layers panel. This is a game changer. All right. A game changer. When I tell you I've used the layers panel more than I've used anything else over the last like week, I'm not lying. I've used it a lot. So here we go. The first thing I'm going to do is create that gradient. I'm going to create a gradient. I don't know what gradient I want to start with, so I'm going to use one of these base gradients here to start. And then I'm going to move me over in the corner so you can see everything. I'm going to use this to start. I'm going to hover over it and click the selection. And I'm going to add a third color. because I want 3 colors in this gradient. Why don't I start it off with like a darker purple? I think I still want it in like the purple range. Maybe I don't. Maybe I do want it like that. Okay, we're going to change this purple color. I got to figure out what color I want. Ooh, I like that. What if I reduce the transparency a little bit? Nope. All right. So I think that is what I want my gradient to be. I'll find out more once I add my grid. So I'm going to add a grid. And let's just say this one, I'm doing something about how to use Canva for YouTube. So then I would grab one of these photos that's got either a YouTuber in the background, like this one, or one of these other ones. But I think I'm going to use this one today and see what that one looks like. And then I will take this and reduce the transparency so that I can see the gradient behind it. And I go, oh, do I like that? Well, if I want to try a couple different things, now the grid is set for the transparency and I can try different things behind it to see if I like it better. Like that, for example. What if I just want it like this? Okay, so now I want to add my text. So there's a couple different ways you can do that, but for this one, I'm just going to go to text and add a heading. We're just going to be that simple. And this has my brand kit for the Creator Classroom. It has my brand fonts in it. So we're going to go there and I'm going to add a heading. Let's just go with Canva for YouTube. And then I'm going to do some spacing things. I don't want the spacing between the two things that far apart. You don't do it backwards. Actually, that's the way I did it for a long time. If they didn't have the gradient tool, I probably would start off with the image in the back. You can do it either way. Either way is not wrong. It's whatever's easiest for you. And for me, I tend to like to find my gradient first. All right, so now I've got the line spacing good. I'm going to left align everything because I think that will look better. And for my channel, I really like white instead. So I'm going to go ahead and click the color for the white. And it didn't actually take it that time, but that's all right. We're going to try it again. So here we go, Canva for YouTube. I'm going to make it uppercase. This isn't very, very exciting, right? I can make it much more exciting than this, but we're just going simple here so I can show you a few tricks. Another new feature in Canva is the outline feature for the text. So if I click effects, there is now another effect. There's not always been, but there's shadow, lift, hollow, splice, outline. That's my favorite. Echo, glitch, neon, and backgrounds. But we're going to go with outline. You can change the color of your outline. So I'm going to do that. I use black for mine, but you can use any color you want. You just want to make sure that there's good contrast between the colors, and you want to make sure that it gives a good overall vibe. So we've got this. I need to click out of that, and I can adjust the thickness of the outline. Now, a little tip for you is when you adjust this thickness, you don't want it to be too big. You also don't want it to be too small. Like that is going to be a little too small. So I like it to be a little bit thicker. Now I'm going to bring this in closer so that you can see that there are holes here. Now, it's fine if when you're doing an outline, you've got holes like that. In fact, sometimes I'll leave them there, especially if I'm in a little hurry and I'm doing a bunch of things all at one time with a bunch of the outline effects. However, you can polish this up, and you would polish this up by using the new draw tool. So we're going to grab draw. I'm going to change the color to the color of my outline, which is the black. I'm going to increase the weight so that it doesn't take me as long to fill in the spots. And let's see, that works. So I'm going to just color in these spots, and you're going to see here in a second why the layers panel has been so helpful. That actually is okay. I'm going to go with that. I just covered in like 4 holes. I'm going to select the selection tool here, and I'm going to select one of the things that I drew. At this point, you'll go to position. Now, position used to pop up. Let me go to the middle so I can talk to everybody. Position used to pop up like on the right side of the screen. It would pop up on the right side of the screen, and you would have just the things here on your left. Forward to the front, backwards to the back, top, middle, bottom, left, center, right. Now there is an advanced feature where you can put in the width, the height. You can put in where you want it on your screen. You can even add a rotation, a specific number for rotation. But right next to it is the layers panel. And so this is amazing. This is absolutely my favorite thing because look here. If I click this, it selects on the screen something. If I click this, it is selected the one in the back. This is the text. Like, I love this. So what I want to do is move my words, Canva for YouTube, to the very front of this design so that all those little drawings that I did are behind it. So that's what we're going to do. Now, there's a couple ways you can do it. You can left click and drag it to the top. Now, what I found is sometimes I have to do it twice because I accidentally let go early or something like that. But that's the way you could do it. So you see, like now, Canva for YouTube is right there in the front, and it looks fantastic. Now, the other way, because I mentioned there was 2 ways, is you can take these, and I'm going to use Shift on my keyboard and select all of these, and then I can move all of those below Canva for YouTube. So there's 2 different ways, and I love it. Now, what I love to do with the text, I say now and not a lot, I know. What I like to do with the text and the drawings, I like to group them. And so with this new layers panel, I can group them very simply by doing the same thing with the Shift key and selecting Canva for YouTube and all those drawings. And then up here at the top pops in group. And so now they are all grouped, and I can size them all together however I like. And it is going to work. And so I absolutely love it. If you are loving all of these new features in Canva and you're loving what I'm sharing, then make sure you hit that like button. And let me see. If you have questions about Canva, make sure you put them in the chat. All right. So here we are, Canva for YouTube. I'm going to shrink it down a little bit. I'm going to add a person right here. I'm just going to add, wow. While I'm thinking, I get real quiet. I have a set images that I use, so I'm just trying not to use the same ones. What about this one? All right, so now I'm going to click Edit Image, and there's a new photo editor. And so with the photo editor, there's a lot of magic tools. If you want to hear more about those magic tools, then you're going to have to ask me in the chat and I will get into those. But we're going to click Background Remover and it instantly removes the background. Now, one thing that you're going to notice is, let me hide myself again. Down here at the bottom, and I'm going to make it a little, I took it way too many times. There's a little thing here at the bottom that lets me know that, sorry, layout issues, that I'm using the new photo editor experience and that I can click and revert to the old one, which I'm not going to do right now. But because they are in the process of switching things out, there's something that I absolutely love that's missing. I've been assured that this particular feature will be back, and that's the shadows. So I'm not sure when I'm going to see it. They said it would return after Canva Create. It's not gotten there yet, but that would be the shadow. There's no little arrow for me to click over to get to shadows. But if I wanted to, I could always click there and get shadows from the old photo editor if I wanted to. I'm not going to do that though, because I'm going to show you a trick around it. So I'm going to make her bigger. Oh, guess what I need to do, y'all? I need to lock my grid. Where's the lock? I know where the lock is. I'm testing y'all. Where's the lock? Right click, lock. And we're going to lock the whole thing. And now I'm going to put her right here, maybe. And then I will move that up. Canva for YouTube. Got her right there. Now, what's the little trick where you can make a shadow without using a shadow? So I'm going to duplicate her. And I'm going to put her right here. So just a little sideways, but guess what? We're going to go to position so I can grab the one in the back. And then I'm going to click Edit Photo. And I'm going to use a duotone and select one of these. I've actually not used duotone since the new photo editor, but I just clicked one of these and then I can change it to any color I want. Let's see if I just want white. I don't think I just want white. Do I just want black? Yeah, that would work. And then instead of the word transparency, they changed it to the word intensity. And so we can just change the intensity of it, and that will give you a glow. So that is a secondary option if you don't want to revert back to the editor. And so that worked really well for this thumbnail. Canva for YouTube. Now, what I might want to do is insert a logo. So I'm going to go to my brand hub because this is a brand new feature. And down here at the bottom, I've got photos, but I also have this graphic that I can just add right here. So now you've seen me use a lot of the new features. That's really tiny. I don't know that I like that. You've seen me use a lot of those new features in this thumbnail. But if I decided that I did not want this text and I wanted something else, I could actually change it, which is a benefit of the way that I used to do thumbnails. So now I can say, I don't know, wishes granted, I think is what today's said. So let's say that I wanted to say wishes granted. What about grants wishes? I can put that there. I need to go to layers. What is everybody thinking about this? And let me show you my favorite thing about layers, because I've got all this extra stuff that before I would have had to click around. Now, all I have to do is actually just highlight all of those and I can delete all of them at one time. And I love it. Everyone's being either really quiet or StreamYard's not showing me your comments. But let me know if you have any questions. So here we go. Now I can draw again. We're just going to cover up those holes. And I will take that under wishes granted. And there we go. Oop! Look, I made myself a drawing thing and I did not mean to. So let me undo that. Let me undo that. And there would be a great thumbnail. We're busy watching. Well, that's great. That's great. Let me, actually, if you guys could give me 1 second, I'm going to show you something. I need to take a second or like 30 seconds. So give me a minute. I needed to stretch and I needed to get some water. Yo, I'm thirsty. So, Pretty Pug, I don't know if you saw what I showed this morning. Wow. This hour's been a long hour. I don't know if you saw what I showed at the top of the hour for today's video. And I'm going to show you first the intro for today's live stream. And then I'm going to show you the project in Canva where I created it. So let me find that. I always forget where to look. So here's the opener. And if you're just joining the stream, now you're going to know what today's about. Yeah. And welcome to today's Learn How to Use Canva Live. Today, we're going to talk about some of the wishes that Canva's granted, including layers, gradients, and a whole bunch of that magic stuff that everyone's talking about. Let's get into it. And now I turn you over to, well, me. Let's do this. Yeah. All right, so here we go. Let me move me over to the side a little bit. This is actually the project that I used to create that. And it is 31 seconds long. And how I did that was the very first thing was I used the thumbnail and I built the thumbnail that you see here. And then I put it into a video document. And that was like step number one. The second thing I did was I filmed myself. And you can film yourself in Canva. And I did that by going to the Uploads tab and then clicking. We're about to see Inception, I think. Clicking Record Yourself. And so I was able to record myself with my microphone and my whatever. Let's just do a test one, even though it might be really, really slow. But I just clicked record and then I recorded my whole intro for that, the 31 seconds or whatever. I recorded that. And then once I was finished, I clicked done. It took me 3 or 4 tries. Believe it or not, it took me 3 or 4 tries. And then I clicked save and exit. Okay. So it will come up on whatever project you've designed. So here it is in this one, which I'm actually going to get rid of that because I don't want it there, but it will pop up in your uploads folder. So it's just like that. And it automatically comes in a circle like this, but you can actually detach it if you want. And like I could have made this full screen or I could have put it in a different frame or whatever. So that's how I did that. And it was the 31 seconds. But I decided I wanted to do something. So I put the thumbnail at the beginning with the audio, which I don't know whether I turned system sound on for you or not, but I did that. And then I listened and I let myself play. So going through. Now, this, I wanted myself to go from where it is and I wanted to slide it over to another spot. So what I did was use another new feature called create an animation. So happy you're telling newbies like me how you did that. Yeah, I know someone asked me the other day in a live stream how to do the record yourself, and I completely forgot. And I realized when I was editing that live later that I forgot. But essentially, what I did was create a custom animation. You know what I'm going to do? I'm actually going to copy this and I'm going to see if I can recreate what I did so that you can see exactly what I did. So we're going to make a copy because I don't want to mess that one up. And I'm going to get rid of all this. I'm actually going to just remind myself what I did. That one was nothing. That one. Okay. I'm probably going to forget everything I did, and that's okay. All right. So here we go. I put the thumbnail here, and it's just like the thumbnail. I created the thumbnail right here. And here is where I am. And I just slid myself. Why can't I'm not? I just slid myself right on top of the Canva oval right there, right? So I slid myself there and then I let it play. So I'm going to play this. Okay, so I'm going to click S on my keyboard to split this. And then this one's probably going to look a little different than the last one, but what I would do is I would take this, I would click animate, and then there's a button called create animation. Parody Pug has a question. Do you have to use recorded video in Canva or can you use any video format to do this? I think what you're asking is if you have to use a video document type, I think you do have to either use it in a presentation or a video document, but it might work in other ones as well. However, you do need to be, I believe, in a Chrome browser, maybe an Edge browser. You can do it on the desktop app. I don't think you can do it on the mobile device, but I'm not sure. It's not something that I use on my mobile device. But yeah, so hopefully that answered your question. But once you have it, you could then put it into other video documents, if that makes sense. All right, so I'm going to create animation, but before I do that, I'm going to go ahead and split where I want it to split for the next one. Oh, no, I want it here. All right. So I clicked S on my keyboard to split those, and I'm going to make that custom animation go on that. So I'm going to click that part of the video. I'm going to click animate and I'm going to click create an animation. And this allows you to select and drag an animation around your project to create your own animation. So I'm going to hold shift while I'm dragging it to create a straight line so that it goes where I want it to. So I'm going to click shift and I'm going to go forward and I'm going to let it go and it will automatically go there. So I can play it again. I went really fast, so I'm going to delete that path and I'm going to try it again. And I'm going to go a little bit slower because the faster and slower you move, let me try to speak. The faster and slower you move your mouse, the faster and slower it will go. But you can also reduce the speed of it in Canva as well. Make it really fast. You can change it to be smooth or steady if you want as well. So let's try that. And then what it will do it will pop back into the circle right there. So now I'm going to listen to. So I know that I want to snap something else away. And so I'm going to go to my layers panel. This is why I love layers. I'm going to grab the Canva one and then I'm going to click animate and I'm going to drag that one out for that. And so now I've got the whole thing. And then I think I'm just going to go back. So I'm going to click that and I'm actually going to remove the animation from that one, which was right below me. So sorry if you did not see that, but now I've got a short little intro. Oh, I need the music. Let me grab the music. So the music that I used was in my uploads folder because I like to use music from either YouTube Studio or Creator Mix, or I even will go to pixabay.com and have a few things. So I think this 3-second one from Pixabay. So that was that one. And I do want to reduce the sound. because it's really loud. So I just reduce the sound, and I'm going to do the same thing at the end. I'm reducing it to 13, and then I think that I need to cut a little bit off at the end. Something like that. So now you see, I was able to make that very quickly and easily. Now I do like my original one better. I spent a little bit more time on it where my animation is. And this is what that animation looked like. I used original and I sped it up. This one went back. This is where I did the animation with that. Let me grab that layer. And then it snapped back. And then I just went with the thumbnail again at the end and downloaded it as an MP4. And because I'm using StreamYard, I just uploaded it into StreamYard as uploaded it there in brand under video clips. And I was able to do that. So if I ever did a pre-recorded segment of the video, that's where I upload them to, because it gives me the best opportunity for it to be able to play live. Do you have any questions at all? Oh, I remember I'd put something, remember. So earlier, reminder for me, brand hub gradients. One of frequent viewers of the live streams, she's not here that I know of, unless she's being very, very quiet. Can you do multiple images moving at the same time in different directions? Hold up a second. I'm going to star that and we'll take a look at it in a minute. She asked, or she suggested putting brand colors in your brand palette. And I think I'm going to try that. So I'm going to go to the home page and go to the brand hub. Going to go to colors and I'm going to see. I don't know that you can add gradients. Maybe that's something that they will add later. Yeah, at this time, it doesn't look like you can add a gradient to your brand kit, but that's definitely a feature that would be fantastic because I would love to be able to do that. I would absolutely love to be able to do that. So maybe it's something that they're working on. All right, let me look at my starred comments. Multiple images moving at the same time in different directions. We're going to just try it out with a blank video. And just for simplicity, I'm just going to use a couple different sizes. Parody Pug's always with the great questions. So I'm going to animate one. And I'm going to shift and I'm just going to go straight here. It's going to go backwards a little. Let me delete path. So we're going to go here. I'm going to stop that. And then I'm going to take this one and I'm going to do the same thing. And I'm going to go this way. Can you do multiple images moving at the same time in different directions? How about that? And guess what? I could even move this one down if I wanted. That's pretty cool. Like, I love playing with this feature. I could play with this feature all day long. Great questions from a great pug. We'll have to catch a replay. Best wishes to all. Thanks so much for dropping in. But yep, so this one's fun. Ooh. Oh, I was wondering if you could rotate the direction of the thing, but it looks like it still would go the same direction of the path. But yeah, I love that. And I love that you can just, let me grab, you can even do animated things. If you go to the homepage, there's a bunch of stuff. Discover the magic of Canva Create. And this is a way that you can learn yourself about all of the different new features that Canva's offering. And Brand Hub is a new Canva Pro feature. And basically, a brand hub is a place where you can store all of your brand kits. And so that's what that is. Translate is where you can actually translate your designs from one language to another. And they've got over 100 different languages that you can transfer to. I can't remember about free members, but I believe that pro members have 500 translations or 500 pages that they can translate every billing month. So, whatever your date is for the month, like mine comes out on the 15th, I think it's of July or August. And so, every July or every 15th of the month, my cycle starts over for anything that has a billing month cycle. So we've got that. Magic Write is absolutely my favorite. I say it's my favorite, but they're all my favorites. They're my babies. I can't choose one. Um, if you're a free user, I think it's 25 for the life. Like you only have 25 uses. And when you use it, it will tell you how many uses you have left for free, I believe. But Canva Pro members have more, like I think it's 75 every month. I would have to look. I don't, those are numbers that I don't think about. And because I rarely go over the limits on anything because I just, not necessarily something I use. Magic Edit and Magic Erase is amazing. One of them is a Canva Pro feature, the Magic Erase, but the Magic Edit, I believe you can use for free. So we can try that one out. And this one, you brush over, this is the Magic Edit. You can brush over the image. So here I am brushing over this image. And then I'm going to continue. And I can change this to something else. What if I wanted it to be a peach colored, I could type today, rose. And I'm going to click generate down, which is right a little bit below me. Oh, wow. These are really great. Look, I just changed it from the other flower to a peach color rose. Oh my gosh. I love that so much. That's amazing. So now I've just changed that. I know that there's a limit on how many you can do, but I think the limit is, I think it's within like a 24-hour period. And that is also a long rolling 24-hour period where, let's say I did a bunch right now at 3:58 p.m. my time, then my time would roll over tomorrow. So I just did one. And so I will get that one back tomorrow at 3:58. You cannot stack effects on top of each other if you do it this way. So I couldn't then go in and take this and click Magic Eraser. It's going to say this is going to reset the edits made by Magic Edit. So what I would do is I would actually download this, re-upload this, and then take out some things. But that actually says, okay, now try changing the cake into a kitten. So we're going to do that. I'm going to cover up. Ooh, instead of a kitten, why don't I do a pug? Because I know Parody Pug will appreciate that. Continue. A pug generates. We're going to see what happens. I knew you'd appreciate that. It's taking a little bit. Look, there's a pug. There's a little bit. Oh, that's kind of cruel. I like this first one the best. Now I'm going to click done. And now there's a pug on a plate. So for this one, replace the frame with the painting. I've not done these. The little, I love that. Replace the frame with the painting of your favorite city. Select the photo, click edit photo, open up Magic Edit. So let's do that real quick. I'm going to highlight over this. I'm going to continue. And what city should we try? I know that sometimes we have someone that's here from France. But what if we do, oh, wait, Canva's in Australia. I can't remember what city they are, but what if we, Art of New York City. New York City? Let's see. They look pretty good. Now I actually have, oh, I like that one actually. I actually have a better way to do that, what I would prefer to do instead, but I do like these. That's rather nice. Okay, now try erasing the shoe. So I'm going to click this picture, edit photo, and I'm going to click Magic Eraser, and we're going to edit this shoe. Are you ready? We're going to remove the shoe. I'm going to use my mouse. I'm covering up the shoe, and we're going to see how well this works. I'm going to let go and let it work, but I'm going to warn you, it might leave a little bit of residue. I might have to do it a second time, but we're going to see. Fingers crossed. While it's doing this, I'm going to drink. It's gone. Look at that. It's gone. It vanished. Wow. It's gone. That's crazy. So now the shoe's gone. The shoe is there, and now the shoe's gone. Erase something from this photo. Select the photo and then Magic Eraser. Abracadabra. Absolutely. And then winged horse earlier. Ah! That's how I feel. Okay, so I'm going to select this magic eraser, erase something. All right. What if we erase this right here? I don't know how well this is going to work, so let me try it. Gone. Vanished. What about this? Let's see. Abracadabra. That one doesn't look as great, but it's still pretty dang good. We hope you enjoy your new photo editing tools. Now, one of them, the Magic Eraser, is a Canva Pro feature, and the other one, I believe, is good for everybody. I used it in my free account yesterday. All right, let's see here. Let's go back to the home page. Magic Presentation is one of the new features, and it's pretty cool. I'm not going to demonstrate it, or I'd be here for another hour. You can practice draw here with the draw thing. Magic Design, another thing that if I showed you how this worked, I would be here for an hour. I did show this yesterday. So if you weren't a part of yesterday's live stream, definitely go check that out. Create an animation. So this is where you should try to practice creating an animation. By the way, create an animation, free. We're going to select this bumblebee and just hop him from flower to flower. And look at that. You can do them smooth, steady. Let's see. Orient to path. That's a little awkward there, but it's still fun. You can make it slower. And then for this one, we're going to kick the ball into the net. So I'm going to use shift. Boom. I think I need to slow that way down. And I took it. So let's delete that. And we're going to try it again. So that's pretty cool. Now here, they're all ready. But if I click it, you can see that these move all around at the same time. So that's pretty cool. And that one I chose to move a little faster than the others. So make sure you try all of these things that are on the Canva homepage because they're really going to help you learn some of these skills. There's even one called Beat Sync. Again, this one's a Canva Pro feature, but my understanding is that it's amazing. I've not tried it out personally yet. I did it on one thing this morning and it did not work with what I chose to put it on. So it got rid of some important audio on my video thing, but it still would be very good. And I think it would work really well for like maybe some intro things or some sliders. Parody Pug has a question, and someone actually asked this the other day. I don't know if it was you or not, but I'll show you if it wasn't you. Oh, text to image. They've got new, if you've not looked at text to image in like the last week or so, or even if you have, you may have only gotten it yesterday. They've got some new features there as well. It's amazing. Here we go. Let's find a video. Okay, I'm just going to have to go back to my homepage. I'm going to take this and I'm going to show you. Oh, it wasn't you, Parody Pug. It was someone else. Um, but you know what? This is a great question. I'm actually going to take this question and I'm probably going to create a tutorial out of this. Now that it's in my uploads folder, I can get rid of it. All right. I'm going to just do this with a subscribe icon. We're going to take this one. We're just going to size this. Yep. Don't have a dirty mind, Parody Pug, and you wouldn't get in trouble with text to image. Yeah, it actually won't take some things. All right, so I'm going to take this one on page 1. I'm going to copy it, Control C, Command C, and I'm going to paste it right here. And then I'm going to take this and make it a little bit bigger. So it's one size on page 1 and it's one size on page 2. And then what I'm going to do is hover in between these. And when I hover, let me screenshot. There's a transition button. So we're going to take that transition button and we're going to click this one that says match and move. And you can also change the duration of it so that it's a little longer if you want. And you can see that it will match and move just like that. So it will go from small to large. Now, this is something I did not test out the other day. So I'm going to test it out real quick. And if you have any final questions, this is last call for questions. Go ahead and put them in because we are running at 1 hour and 16 minutes. So I'm going to cut it off at 90 minutes at the latest. But we're going to go ahead and change this to green. I want to see if I can do a background remover on it. Actually, you know what? Let's try the brown. That's going to sound crazy, but oh, if you don't have any questions, I got something cool to show you because I recorded a video this morning. So I'm going to grab that. I recorded an awesome video this morning about a trick that can be done. Let me see if I can find it. It's still downloading. Here we go. I'm going to upload this. It's really way too long, but that's okay. Okay, so what I'm going to do is take this and I'm going to remove the background and see if that will work. It's going to take it a little bit of time because it's longer than I wanted. You know what I should have done? Oh, I just heard my phone ringing. Hold up a second. I'm going to leave you for 1 second. Thanks for your patience. It was my husband let me know he's on his way home. All right, so now I need to see if it actually did it. 'Cause I don't think it did. Yeah, it actually got rid of everything. So that didn't do a great job with the brown. It might work with a different color like the green or something like that. But you could always you could always, my brain, I just lost my brain. You could always try it and chroma key it out in a different video editor or something like that. 11.3 seconds, you know it. So anyway, just a nice thought. Let me get rid of these things. And I've got an old video. I'm guessing there's no more questions. I'm going to show this real quick and then I'm going to head out of here. I got this question this morning on one of the tutorials. Watch this. And it was asking about the masking silhouette technique, which I did a tutorial on that a while ago. And lots of things in Canva have changed, including the fact that this is easier for me. And so this morning I filmed a tutorial about that and I'm going to edit it. But this is what it is. Basically, you can take a silhouette of something, anything really, and make it, let me go like this, make it the same color as the background, get you an abstract shape and go around it. And then you download it. I don't know how to restore. So I'm still learning the new editor. I don't know how to restore something that I've done. Like once I've done it, reset background. There we go. All right. Oh, it didn't. Oh, it's probably thinking. All right. So here it is. And then I just clicked edit photo. I removed the background. Adam, I'm about to call it quits for the day, bud. But basically, I just clicked edit background. So I got this, and then I this. And then what I did was added an image behind it. I drew using that same color around it, downloaded it, removed the background again, and I got cool silhouettes like that. And so that's just a fun little Canva Pro trick that I love to do. And so that's actually what someone was asking me about this morning, saying that they were having trouble getting it or figuring it out now that things have changed. And so I just filmed that this morning. And so I'm not sure when that whole tutorial is going to be out, but it's going to be out. Hey, Adam, I just did final calls for questions. So if you have a question, then you might have popped on at the perfect time, because if you have a question about any of the new features, I might be able to answer them. So let me know. But yeah, while I'm waiting, I'll show you real quick that exactly how I did it, because you guys are here live. Might as well have a little fun. Let's see, silhouette. What if I do profile? Graphics. Let's do this. And then I'm going to do an abstract something, abstract shape. We'll try this one, because you never know what will work and what won't until you try it. I think I might need to Make this one a little lower. We're going to use the panel, the layers panel. And I'm just going to shrink that down in size and rotate it. I'm just trying to cover this up. Here we go. So now we're going to move that one down. A little smaller. Here we go. Need to learn AI, including ChatGPT. So, you know, Canva has a lot of AI tools now. They've got Magic Write, they've got Magic Design, they've got text to image, they've got, I think I said Magic Write. There's just a lot of AI tools that are in Canva right now. So we're going to take this one. Oh, that's a photo. I can still do that. So let's not that. We're going to go to duotone. And I'm just going to select this and get, oh, okay. That one's going to be a little more difficult because I don't have the right cue. I'm sorry for the cough. What if I'm looking at all? I just want, of course, like I'm having trouble finding recent used. Let me just use one that I used recently because I just filmed this morning. Here we go. This one's called Abstract Shapes. The reason why I like this one is because it's got a color thing that I can just switch the colors. So I'm going to type in brown and I'm going to grab this top brown one. It makes the perfect color for this feature. We're going to position it to the back there with the layers panel. And then I'm going to change this to be the white, like the background. I got 3 minutes to finish this up. So download PNG. I'm going to go like lightning speed. I'm going to pull this in and you will see exactly how fast I edit when I'm not teaching because I just removed the backgrounds. I'm going to change that so we can make sure that I removed the background. I did. I'm going to make this a little bit bigger. And then I'm going to, yep, TikTok, grab an image and just make it bigger than that. We're going to bring it to the back with the layers panel. And then I'm going to get to coloring. I'm going to grab the document color. I'm going to make it really big. TikTok, I got a couple minutes left. Let's do 100. This is the new simple draw feature. I think I just covered up part of her forehead, but that's all right. You'll still get the drift. We're just making this messy. And then it automatically goes over it like that. There we go. So that one's a little messy than what I did, but I'm going to download this one. I'm going to add a page and I will bring it into Canva and then I'll remove the background from it. Are the features from yesterday rolled out to everyone or a slow rollout? So according to Canva yesterday at Canva Create, got 45 seconds. Look at that. It worked. It's supposed to be rolled out to everybody, but you know, they were working around the clock to get it rolled out to everybody. Some of the features are pro features and some of the features are free features. So, but this is amazing. So that was that's it. Yeah, so let me let me pull me up like this, and I'm gonna actually just, I mean, layers has got to be my favorite feature. But Adam, let me know in the chat if you have some of these things. But oh, real quick, I know I said 90 minutes at the most. If you go here, Adam, at the on the Canvas homepage, well, it really helps to show. If you go here, and it really helps to get me out of the way, you can go to Discover the Magic from Canva Create. You can watch the event from yesterday, and you can explore all of the new features right there on the homepage. And so make sure you do that, because that's going to help you out a lot. And not that, this. Thanks so much for learning Canva with me today live. I really appreciate it. If you ever have any questions, don't hesitate to ask. I love, as long as I can, like physically creating these live streams and tutorials. And in a couple weeks, couple 3 weeks, I'm going to be having surgery, so I probably won't be able to film or go live during like a couple weeks after that. So I'm trying to get as much stuff filmed as I can this week before that happens. But thank you guys from the bottom of my heart from learning from me. I really appreciate it. If you enjoyed today's Canva tutorial and want to see more like it, then make sure that you're subscribed, hit that like button, and I'll see you next time. Bye. Now watch me leave awkwardly.